Hey, everybody. Welcome to Thursday. And that's right, it's fucking rabbit hole time. I am your host, Blazeman, along with Mr. D, Mr. Donald, and the rest of you people that are tuning into the show. So I'd like to welcome my boys as usual, Mr. D, Mr. Donald. How's it going tonight, fellas?
To answer the group text, no, we don't. No, we don't. No,
well, no, I was going to comment on the pictures. I'm like, hey, I like the intro, Blaze.
No, we don't.
But we look like the top 10 wanted, you know.
Yeah. FBI's most
sector or something,
hey,
you know.
Listen. When it pops up and says the rabbit hole, right? And then I'm going to put the top 5 most wanted. You know what I mean? Here's the first 3. Boom. We can change it like that. Now I know why Donald wants his fucking avatar up there instead of.
You're damn right. You're damn right. It took you that long to get that. Damn, you're slow.
Johnny, what you got in your hand, son?
I'll fix that. I'll fix that next week. What do you? Oh, he's got his golf club. Got a golf. Yeah. Yeah, he's golfing.
Yapping your gums anyway. Y'all yapping your gums anyway. But everything's good. Positive thoughts. Life is
absolutely. Okay. All right, boys. Let's start it off. Let's start it off real quick here. Here we go.
Dan Bongino, the host of on Saturday Night. Stan, your quick emotional reaction. I think everyone's a little emotional here about this raid.
Yeah, I mean, you think this is some third world bullshit right here. Let me say it again. Third world bullshit. I mean every word of that. I don't care that it's cable news. I was a federal agent. I raised my right hand, and I swore to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States, and I love this country. This is a freaking disgrace. A disgrace. We don't live in Cuba. We don't live under Kim Jong-un. We live in a constitutional republic, a representative democracy. You have a bunch of FBI agents raiding the home of a former president because they don't like his politics? Are you kidding me? You've spent this whole show, Jesse, and I've spent my entire time either on Fox or on my podcast exposing the left for claiming Russia interfered in an election as Hillary Clinton paid off a bunch of foreign agents, her team, literally to fabricate a story that occupied the nation for 4 years. What's she doing right now? Getting a manicure in freaking Chappaqua. She's not doing squat. Nothing. Hunter Biden is having sex on tape while doing crack. And what is he doing? He's living in a Malibu mansion. And yet the president, the former president, who, whether you agree with him or not on his claims about the election, whether you agree or not, we still live in a country where you are allowed to challenge an election. There's even a process, the ECA, the Electoral Count Act. You may not like it, but it's a process. How do I know it's a process? Because some people are trying to reform it. You may not like it, but now you send the FBI. Let me tell you something. I have paid due deference to the FBI for a long time, and a lot of listeners didn't like it because I work with some very good people over there who have since retired. The management of the FBI has now shredded any single sliver of credibility this agency had left. Nobody will take them seriously from this point on. It is over. You've heard the examples. Stone, Manafort, Cohen, over and over. Are they good guys? Are they bad guys? I don't know. I don't care. I don't know them. All I'm telling you is you cannot tell me we still live in a constitutional republic and not the freaking third world when you have Hillary Clinton paying foreign agents to interfere with an election, people lying under oath repeatedly, Hunter Biden doing crack on tape. And what happens? Where are the federal agents? They're not in Malibu. They're not in Chappaqua. They're in Mar-a-Lago. This is some third world garbage that happened tonight. And I'm telling you, the FBI management, here's the solution. Last thing. We have now got to win in 2022. You have no choice now, folks. Oh, we don't like the swampy Republicans. I don't like them either. Republicans may not be the solution to your problems, but Democrats are certainly the cause of all your problems right now. If there was ever a clarion call to remove your ass from the seat and go vote in 2022, this is it.
D, go.
I think Trump needs to go to jail. Why did the FBI go? You know, I was going to go in a different route. Let me go at this route, and I know exactly what happened, and I know you guys are going to bring up Obama, Hunter, and all that shit. But what I'm putting together, there's archives that Trump shouldn't have took from the White House office. I understand a lot of presidents do it, but we have what's called the National Records Archive for the president, some bullshit. And they've been requesting this material for a while, and he's been blowing them off. If that's what this raid led to, shame on the DOJ, shame on Biden. And if this raid ends up being nothing just like the hoax, the Ukraine bullshit, the first impeachment, second impeachment, Trump is going to run. They just nominated him to be the Republican challenger for the president of the United States. I'll leave it at that.
Donald.
Okay. I'll agree with, they just nominated the Republican candidate. Now it's a question of who's the VP. But let's debunk some myths or whatever right now. Trump had already turned over 15 boxes of documentation for the archives that they wanted. They wanted that. He shipped them 15 boxes worth. And they said, yes, they found some stuff that was classified as top secret or, it shouldn't have been exposed. It should have been in the hands they were. Okay, got it. I agree with the guy on the video. What's going on with Hillary Clinton? Because she had a private server with emails and top secret information. Ain't doing shit. Ain't doing a damn thing. You have proof of this server, and still there's nothing. There is proof that she paid Demas.
Donnie, but hold up, man. I'm coming. I want to come into this Trump raid, whatever you want to call it. No, and I don't want to know about anybody else. I want to know about Trump.
I'm going there.
Okay.
I'm going there. You have proof that it's there. So I'm going to go down his politically charged statement. Then I'll go down another route. So for him, I agree with this politically charged statement of Hunter Biden. Well, you got him on camera smoking crack. Got it. It's not against the law to smoke crack. It's just you can't. So is their pipe. It's like somebody smoking a joint. Okay, he was smoking a joint. What you want me to do? If you don't have it physically in your hand, whatever. That's what I'm saying. We're making mountains out of molehills. But listen, Demas.
Donnie, but no, hold up. Smoking crack.
Listen, stop, Demas.
Crack is. Go ahead.
No, it's not against the crime. It's not against the law, Demas.
Yes, it is.
Demas, listen. It's against the law to possess it, not to smoke it.
You're possessing it.
So don't
You're
do
possessing
that. So
it.
bring that.
You're possessing it.
Don't bring it.
You're possessing
it. Demas, don't bring it. You're not going to get anything out of that. Who gives a shit? Hunters on tape. We got all kinds of people doing stupid shit on video. They don't give
Hey,
a who gives a shit. The
but
point
you know,
is this, Demas. The point is this. If it's politically charged and you're using the FBI and the federal judge that signed a warrant to go into his house is former buddies with Epstein, then shame on all of them. Here's point B to that. In order for the FBI to raid his house like they did, they have to suspect a crime is in place at that moment. They
Yes.
cannot go back and issue a warrant because they feel they didn't get all the archive stuff. Part B, if Trump's so bad about it's politically charged, why does he not show everything that, because the FBI leaves a document, they leave a document trail, everything they took and what crimes you're suspected of. If it's so bad and it's a bunch of bullshit, we'll come out and let somebody know. Part C, you've investigated this man for 6 years about what you said and what the other guy said. 6 years you've been wasting taxpayer dollars at the state level, at the federal level, county level, every level of the book, between the Justice Department, lawyers, attorney generals, whatever. That's taxpayer dollars you're wasting. If you ain't found shit on this man in 6 years, you ain't gonna find shit. And let's remember where Trump grew up and what business world he grew up. In New York. So I'll be damned. You can tell me he doesn't know their families, but he knows the mafia families, and they shook hands, and they talked, and they dealt with it. So if you think for a minute you're gonna catch this dude when he's kept his ass safe with all the mafia, you out your fucking mind. Stop wasting our money and our time and our resources. Go after something new.
Are you going to take a
Let
breather?
me
Or are
add.
you still?
Let me
No,
add. Let me
no,
add.
I got $1 million. No,
Go
hold
ahead.
up, Blaze,
All right, go
please.
ahead. Go ahead.
So before we came on this episode, last two episodes, or I don't know if we talked about it during our production meeting, and if I remember correctly, Donnie, you were a no vote for Trump, and
Nope.
Blaze, you were a yes vote, and I was a no vote. So now, well, where will you swing? Did you change your mind? Will you vote for Trump?
Nope.
Because this is what you're going to get for another 6 years. The 22, 23, 24, you know, and then he's going to get in office and he's going to be investigated the whole time.
Yeah, but okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Did you change your vote?
Blaze, go.
All right. Look, I don't think that it's fair to ask Donnie if he changed his vote. I think Donnie's set. Well, because I think Donald is set. You know that I don't think if Trump does run, he's not going to get his vote. We've had that conversation on this show a couple of times, and he was flat out. But listen, but the reason why it sounds like Donald is how can I put it?
Upset.
Yeah,
disturbed,
upset at the fact, just
tired.
like Dan Bongino. It's like you're using federal law enforcement, okay, to do your dirty work, okay, to go in there and get something. Listen, none of us here are going to ever know, okay. All right, and I think I understand. Donald again was going to come out with something, but then froze a little bit. I think Donald was going to say, like, if Trump had nothing to worry about, then Trump has the copy of everything. So instead of us waiting for the Attorney General of the United States to go and have this unsealed from the courts, why don't Donald just put it out there, right, Donnie? We kind of feeling that way.
Put it out there and put some clarity to it, because right now you got people talking all kinds of junk, and I don't know what they were looking for, if they were still looking for the documents, and that's what we're kind of going with that point. We don't know that for fact, so somebody bring some clarification. And if you got nothing to worry about, I'm Donald Trump, I ain't got shit to worry about, I'll come out and tell you. Because I'm telling you, that man knows how to hide up what, I'm not going to say his hands are clean. By no means is he clean at all. Ain't none of us clean. He's got dirt on him. I know there's dirt. Everybody does. But if he can hide it and go through what he went through in New York to build himself to where he was at, even the backdoor deals and all them high-priced meetings, you ain't going to find what you're looking for, this smoking gun. You
But
might
I don't
find
understand.
some old BS. That's it.
But I don't understand the raid. I don't understand for the raid, because he gave back the boxes. He gave back the boxes. Okay.
Right.
So now all I want to see, Donnie, is I want to see the affidavits. I want to see who filled out the affidavits with what they think that's at Mar-a-Lago. That's what I want to see. Fuck what they took out of there. I want to see the affidavits. Who filled out these affidavits to get this started?
Right. That's a good question. Who got it started? Because somebody had to fill it out and go up to a federal judge. Because understand, it's federal agents, so a federal judge has to sign this. Bill and Tom at the local county courthouse can't sign a warrant to go in his Margalo mansion like that with FBI agents. So they have to assume that there's a crime going on at that time. So what crime is it that you think he's going? Some reports say espionage, that he has information he's going to use against the government. Do you really think Donald Trump is going to use information against the government he's looking to run? Don't think so. He's probably got some dirt on his counterparts and everybody that's going to run on him, and they're worried he's going to use it. That's, I think, a bigger question of, are you worried about him using
That's cool.
information?
I'm feeling that theory of yours. I'm feeling it.
Are you worried? Did he get some information as a president that you've been trying to hide, and he's going to use it to his advantage? I mean, what really are you worried about?
Okay, all right. So if we're doing Schrodinger's box there, whatever it is, did he have something maybe to help him in his political adventure? Who knows? Okay, but I also heard Russia dropped into the conversation a few times too. When you got Nancy Pelosi out there saying that Donald Trump's a spy, you know what I mean, for the Russians,
Here's my thing though. There's documented proof where it went through the law agency that represented the Democratic Party. We went through this already about the Russian stuff and the money trail to that lawyer firm, right? We've already went through this. You can track the money where they paid college kids on internships or whatever to dig up stories. It's all been out there. FBI, everybody say there was no collusion. You can't prove it. But what's happening to the people that paid for all that? Nothing. So how do we hold our political leadership accountable? Because right now, I don't think we can. They can do whatever the hell they want to do, and ain't shit we can do about it.
I agree.
Because what? They just use the FBI to go raid your home?
Yeah, because that's what it seems like.
Oh my gosh.
So that's what it seems like. Because I'll tell you, you know what I mean? Democrat or Republican, somebody needs to get off their ass. Because who's to say that anybody else that's in office, again, whether it Republican or Democrat, you know what I mean? Say, okay, let's use fucking law enforcement to dig up some shit on this person. All right. With that being said, let's check out this video, ladies and gentlemen.
Since I became attorney, clear that the Department of Justice will speak through its court filings and its work. Just now, the Justice Department has filed a motion in the Southern District of Florida to conceal a search warrant and property receipt relating to a court-approved search that the FBI conducted this week. That search was of premises located in Florida belonging to the former president. The department did not make any public statements on the day of the search. The former president publicly confirmed the search that evening, as is his right. Copies of both the warrant and the FBI property receipt were provided on the day of the search to the former president's counsel, who was on site during the search. The search warrant was by a federal court a finding of probable cause. The property receipt is a document federal law requires law enforcement agents to leave with the property owner. The department filed the motion to make public the warrant and receipt in light of the former president's public confirmation of the search, the surrounding circumstances, and the substantial public interest in this matter. Faithful adherence to the rule of law is the bedrock principle of the Justice Department and of our democracy. Upholding the rule of law means applying the law evenly, without fear or favor. Under my watch, that is precisely what the Justice Department is doing. All Americans are entitled to the even-handed application of the law to due process of the law, and to the presumption of innocence. Much of our work is by necessity conducted out of the public eye. We do that to protect the constitutional rights of all Americans and to protect the integrity of our investigations. The Department and our ethical obligations prevent me from providing further details as the search at this time. There are certain points I want you to know. First, I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant in this matter. Second, the department does not
Holy
take
shit.
such a
County Bill.
decision lightly.
Holy shit. County
Where
Bill.
possible, it is standard practice to seek lessons as an alternative to a search and to narrowly scope any search that is undertaken. Third, let me address recent unfounded attacks on the professionalism of the FBI and Justice Department prosecutors. I will not stand by their integrity is unfairly attacked. The men, the FBI, and the Justice Department are dedicated, patriotic public servants. Every day, they protect the American people from violent crime, terrorism, and other threats to their safety while safeguarding our civil rights. They do so at great personal sacrifice and risk to themselves. I am honored to work alongside them. This is right now. Information will be made in the appropriate way and at the appropriate time. Thank you.
Donald, go.
Okay, so he submitted paperwork to make that receipt public. Okay, good for you. Only thing I like the accountability piece that he personally says, I took a personal interest. Yeah, I made the decision. I applaud you for at least coming out and doing that. You're the first one to do that from, senior White House, senior law enforcement in a long time. I can't even remember last time I seen that. So if either way, that's going to prove somebody's point. We just got to wait till it comes out. Now, who got a sign to make it public? That's what I want to know. Demas, go.
Merrick Garland. Why does that name ring a bell? I know why. This guy was a Supreme Court nominee for the Obama administration. And I believe there was like 16 months left into Obama's term. And McConnell stalled and fucking the Republican Party basically fucked this guy out of the oh shit. What do you call that? Yeah, the nomination proceedings. He got fucked out of that because you make the nomination proceedings, you're gonna get the vote.
Right.
Majority of them. I'm thinking of a brother, but no, he's got a lot of hatred towards Republicans. Who's the leader of the Republican right now?
Donald
Or the
Trump.
Republican? Yes, sir. And I really believe this is just a fuck you. I'm here because Garland's looking at it this way. I could have got that Supreme Court justice for another 20 years. I'm only guaranteed with this old fuck another 3 years. and being a Supreme Court, we know the prestige, the honor, the reverence when you're laid down to the ground and all that shit. You get a state funeral. And but no, man, I just feel this guy is fucking with Mr. Trump. But I want to switch on another topic though. When this first broke out, the right-wing media, Fox News in general, were reporting that attorneys were kicked out. Garland said the attorney was present, and no property receipt was given.
Yeah.
No receipt was given.
Go ahead.
No receipt was given when they left. They were spreading that bullshit on the airwaves.
Exactly. And they didn't even allow
now,
his attorneys to go into the damn building. They made them fucking stand outside.
See, but
that's not proper procedure for that. But go ahead.
Let me ask you this, though. So with this all coming, and the reason why I asked Donnie for a vote, because I'm hearing it's firing up the base. It's firing up the base. My vote to you is, Blaze, and I'm just trying to gauge this. Does this support your vote even more?
Yeah. For me, yeah.
Yeah, for you.
For me, yeah.
And we got that guest coming on, don't we?
Yeah, listen, producers got that in hand. Okay.
Right, but you're going off the political background, but
Don,
how long can you play that card? I'm trying to think. You're saying it's political. They're just going after him because they don't like his politics. Everybody's saying that. I get that. A lot of people don't like. I don't like his politics. But how long are you going to play that card? Really? Come on. How long can you play that card and say, "Oh, it's politics. It's politics"? No. If they've been after your ass for 6 years, apparently they got something they got on you. Or at some point, you got to turn around and say it's a defamation lawsuit. But Trump don't want to do that because his ass is only relevant because we've kept his name in our mouth.
yes, and
Exactly.
CNN and MSNBC, they're going crazy.
And how much money they made. Go look how much money they made over the last 4 or 5 years. Probably a lot. Because no matter what you say,
I got to make this a little bigger.
Money.
Anybody want to comment on that? Donnie, you started commenting on that.
They won't go do anything to any of those. Hunter Biden, well, they're already kind of into him about some other stuff. Swalwell for sleeping, I don't know who that dude is or who that.
Well,
person is.
he's was Congress, and he actually slept with a Chinese spy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
he's out of California too, Donnie.
Okay, so is he still sleeping with the Chinese spy? Or
No, because she fucking got what she wanted out of him and fucking went back to her country.
Okay, well, you got used. I don't know what else to rate him for, but okay.
Well,
but still,
that's
they're not
why.
going to rate Hillary. For what? Okay, you slept around and someone dosed you. Okay, you thought you was taking them over the table, but they took you. I don't know what to tell you.
Blaze, I'm going to make you an FBI agent. I'm going to have you raid Hillary Clinton's bedroom and
No,
closet.
man,
Exactly.
I have to go to a lot of classes for that. Let me just join the fucking IRS, bro. Let me just join the IRS.
Yes.
No,
Oh, just
You're
let
not-
me go
I'm
ahead,
telling you.
Donnie.
Hillary Clinton is untouchable. She is untouchable. And there's not a person out there that will go after her because if you look at the history and everything that they're associated, they come up dead. When they fall out of favor, people come up dead. And nobody really wants to die. So
Exactly.
nobody's really going to go after Hillary. That shit ain't going to
Exactly.
happen.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, stick around for more of The Rabbit Hole right here on FFN Network, Blazeman Media, with your host of Blazeman, Mr. D and Mr. Donnie. And we'll be back right after this message with our guest to our show, retired Chicago policewoman, Elaine Harris, and she's also an author. And when we come back, we will have her as a guest on The Rabbit Hole. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around for more of The Rabbit Hole right here on FFN Radio Network. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the rabbit hole with yours truly, Blazeman, Mr. D, and Mr. Donald. Trying to contact our guest during the commercial timeout, and unfortunately, with no response. So, but the rabbit hole doesn't stop for anybody, anytime, anywhere. So, we're going to continue the rabbit hole, and during that course of time, I will keep reaching out to Miss Earline Harris, and hopefully everything is okay with her, and let's just move forward. So, look, here's the whole problem here with me. Okay, 6 years, like Mr. D had said, 6 years of nothing but Democrats going after this president. Okay, and look, any Democrat could come on a show and argue the point that for 4 years the Republicans pretty much did the same shit to Obama, and they did do that. Okay, but in my opinion, some of the shit they were going after Obama about was actual factual stuff. Okay. For me here, we're going after former President Donald Trump is they're just trying to find something. They need to find something, anything that they can go to the 1978 act where they can say you can never, ever run for a public office ever again. Okay, Donald.
Of course, that's their whole agenda. They're not going to.
They're not going to quit.
They're not going to. Nobody's going to admit to that. But I wouldn't put it past. That's the agenda of everybody at the head of all these different agencies, and the Democrats in the Senate and the House. Of course, they would love to see that, because then they could come back and be like, 6 years, but we got you. You ain't doing squat no more. Oh, that'd be such a victory for Democrats. But I could see that happening. That's all this is. It's just a witch hunt. And I'm sorry to use his words, but that's actually what it seems like to me. You guys are just grasping for straws on anything that you can grab onto to ride that coattail until it'll stick. When's enough? Because if you're doing that with your own money and everything else, good for you. You're doing that with taxpayer dollars, taxpayer agencies, FBI agents that could be doing better things with their time, law attorney generals that could be prosecuting better cases. Yeah, I think you should do that instead.
And how much you think that's costing taxpayers for all of that? Because obviously we're flipping a bill, so
millions.
Yeah,
that might be some millions we could do for immigration or something.
And here I go on my little space trip right now. We discussed Hunter Biden.
Hold on, let me put some music to that trip.
Right. You put some music on it.
Go ahead, brother.
There you go, man. Hey, so I was listening to Gutfield the other night, and he was talking with Kamala. Talks, play bongos. Oh man, you ruined what I was going to say.
Yeah, see, I told you, Donald. We can't do anything up that distracts him. No, as soon as he gets distracted,
together, man.
You know what I mean?
I need a GoFundMe page for Prevagen.
No, you don't. No, you
for
don't.
Prevagen.
Give it together. Come on, let's go.
Oh man,
come on, D, light it up.
No, it's with the FBI, man. This is not the FBI of Mr. Edgar J. Hoover, and I think the only thing that the Hoover, and he was a fucking a chief, the boss man of the FBI for a long time, and I think the only thing that was corrupt back in them days was Hoover hiding his sexuality. That was it. Hoover would go after anyone, to include Martin Luther King as well. Little shaded history there, gentlemen.
Oh, they went after it.
No. So, on the back of the Trump, I'm just going to sit back and process what I think was right, engage it with you guys, of course. But if he did nothing wrong, it's It's crazy. And you know what? All these media pundits have said it on the right side. If they go for Donald, don't think they won't come after you. Plus, with them 87,000 agents now too as well. IRS. Can we get into that now, Donnie?
Please get into that because you guys are absolutely killing me with that.
Killing with
Tell
you.
me what you got. Tell me what you got. Come on.
Uh, they got an army now. I don't know what the current numbers are, but 87,000 new hires, new positions. So we'll take 7% off for leadership positions because they're I went on the IRS careers page. It's not even infused with the USAjobs.com. They have their own fucking website.
Okay.
And the posting started at 8/9/2022 when Biden said signed that shit. And dude, 87, wait a minute, 80,000. No, 80,000 foot soldiers you're going to have for the IRS. 7,000 of that is probably going to be clerical, logistical, but 80,000 of that. And Donnie, it's just, I don't have the scientific data here, but the majority of people, not above 400,000, but below 400,000, are the ones that get fucking, help me out, son of a bitch, audited. And now they're going to put another 87,000, I mean, correction, 80,000 into their force.
Okay.
How about that business owner over there in New York, man, that doesn't want to pay a waitress $2.35 because he finds it disgraceful, and so he just gives her $80 a night plus tips. But now he can't do that no more, Donnie. He can't do that.
Yes, he can.
No.
Yes, he can.
Tell me how he's going to do it. Tell me how. Oh yeah. Go ahead.
It's called a W-9 and an independent contractor. It's called a verbal agreement and an independent contractor. And it's all it takes is a simple piece of paper in front of a notary that signed it. Guess what? She gets $80 a night plus tips, and ain't shit the IRS can do, but whatever proper form that it is to tax those $80, that's what the fuck they tax it on. What else do you want to say about that?
No.
But let's get back. That's how it works, Dennis, as an independent contractor.
Tell me the form so I can research it.
It's a W-9 or a W-4. One of the two. That's what I saw when I go to officiate. It's a W-9 or a W-4, and I'm treated as an independent contractor. Guess what? They give me a check for my services. It's up to me to pay the taxes.
Okay.
That's simple.
So
the notary, that's a simple contract. That's an employment contract. There is no law that says you have to pay people by a certain way or you have to hire people a certain way if you're a small business owner. You can pay them as you see fit.
No, and I don't want to go on that tangent because I'll go somewhere else with it, man.
Yeah. But do you really think the IRS is going to hire 80,000 people to come with guns? They're probably contractors from a security network or something. Come on, man. Think about what you're saying.
I didn't say nothing about them coming with guns.
That's what we just said in the beginning of the show about they got to be able to carry a weapon.
It didn't come from these lips. Blaze was the one talking about that.
You're calling them soldiers. Soldiers have weapons, demon.
Well, foot soldiers.
Okay.
No, not all soldiers have weapons. Not all soldiers had weapons.
That's what you're implying. Are you just
Donnie,
that's what it implies.
Donnie, so refresh me. A division is what, 5,000?
No.
5,000 to 7,500.
No, because a division is anywhere from 2 brigades to 6 brigades, 7 brigades. It varies.
No, better yet, an armored brigade combat team.
That's probably, let me think, 2 battalions per brigade. Actually, no, one brigade, five
No, but-
battalions. Yeah, a
Johnny.
brigade is about 7,500 people.
Okay,
7,500 people for a
So
brigade.
divisions what then?
2 brigades at a minimum, so 15 to hell. You could have
No,
five.
Okay.
Demas,
So
I'm
what's the
telling you.
number? So what's the number?
For a division, it's anywhere from 15,000 to 30,000. Go look at the 82nd Airborne, the Bastard Brigade. That's 7
Okay.
different battalions and 3 brigades in there.
I know.
So whatever. That's how many
No,
people it can be.
That's almost 3 divisions
Okay.
of
And?
agents out there.
Okay. And your point is what? If they're going to go and recover $730 billion in back taxes in the next decade,
But who
okay.
are they going to recover it from?
All
The guy that
auditors
wakes
do-
the guy that wakes up 3 o'clock in the morning and freezing
Yep.
cold to go start his
Yep.
bakery, but hey, he doesn't say he counted it all. Or
everybody.
that millionaire in New York.
Hopefully
You-
both.
you know,
I know
I
what
do
you're
too.
saying, Junior.
I
know what
I
you're
do
saying.
too. I do too, man.
Is the people that work under $500,000 a year, making $500,000 a year, gonna wear the brunt of it like they usually do? Hell yeah. They're the ones that are gonna pay the price because they're gonna get audited. The rich millionaires that were evading taxes before, guess what? They're just gonna have the lawyers find a new way to evade those taxes, and you might get 10% of what they actually owe. If
I'll
they
tell
could
you
get
what.
that, okay, that's better than nothing.
I don't know what Janet Yellen is talking about. But shit, I hear Blaze on.
Why the reason for packing and telling these new IRS employees that if they have a gun, it's encouraged and not to have the fear of shooting somebody if you had to. Well, why are we arming? I mean, are we arming the APT or the APA or whatever? I mean, what in the actual douche is going on right now?
Yeah, that'd be nice to know. There'd be some clarity, but I'm pretty sure that you don't have somebody, hey, I'm a federal IRS agent and I've had no training, but you're going to hand me a weapon. There's going to be training with that. There's security backgrounds. And please don't, I can't imagine them hiring people and they don't have some relation to another federal type law enforcement agency that, they feed from. I'm pretty sure that's where they get those people from. It just doesn't make sense that they could directly hire armed guards. Just doesn't make sense to me.
Because going back that way, that goes back to Capone days and stuff when they were going after him, prohibition and shit.
They didn't arm the IRS. The IRS wasn't.
No. I know that. But just how the FBI just went fucking spastic. Damn, Donnie. Good point.
But let's think about it.
No. That's a good point, man.
But I'm saying, think about it when like the repo guy that comes to take your car because you ain't paid for it, right?
Man, I pay.
So when they come, then you pay. But what's that repo dude usually have in there? The repo person usually got a shotgun in there. And if they're going late at night in certain places, they got 2. One's already got the shotgun out. So when you come out, they're already telling you put it down, right? You go to take people's belongings and people get violent. I mean, that's what they're going to do
and
with some of
Donnie,
these extra people. So what do you expect them to do? I mean, you know what I mean? We keep bitching about how we have no money. We keep bitching about how people don't pay taxes. Well, then we got to do something to enforce the laws. Now you're bitching because they're hiring people to enforce it? Which way you want it?
Less spending. And that's why they had to hire 80,000 people. And I'm saying 80 because there will be 80K. Because they have to find that money. And yes, there is honest Americans that do cheat on taxes. Your restaurant owners, your bakery owners, your cab drivers, everybody does.
Yeah.
But there's only so much you can legally hide. And the government does a real good job at that. But if Biden's Gestapo IRS agents come in storming a bunch of businesses, say goodbye to capitalism. Because that's what exactly it is. Capitalism. The cartels, You know how they go around towns collecting insurance? That's
Yeah.
exactly what it's going to be.
Yep.
I think we have a system right in place. It's fine. Yeah, we need a little tweaking, but 80,000? And what I was trying to compare with you at units, man, because you've been around a little bit in an army boot, is that fuck, that's two divisions of mother. You can have it spread. That's more than recruiters. Army recruiters that
Okay.
I think the number was 40,000 that covers the whole United States.
Okay.
Wow, you
Right.
put up little offices here, little offices there. Yeah.
Demas, I'm all for 80,000 because look at the ripple effect of what goes on with that. For me, I'm good with 80,000.
Uh,
If they can go, listen, if all them 80,000 employees got, they went through a tax audits and all this stuff, and they recovered their year's salary, or 100,000 a year. Say they recover 100,000 a year in taxes, times 80,000. Damn, that's some serious cash that we're
Well-
getting back to us, that we're making, that's coming back to our economy to pay our bills and pay our debts. And oh, by the way, you want to say reduce spending. Guess what? We got 800,000 to reduce spending because we can fund these other programs. So I'm all for it. Plus the jobs it creates. Think about the jobs it creates and all the different agencies if you spread that out. Now you have more jobs in the economy. People are spending money. So the little small businessman that you're worried about, they got money to spend at him.
Yeah, no,
So
it's
maybe
not.
they don't go under as much. Come on now.
It's that baker or that cow farmer. These farmers. They're always screwing them.
I know.
Let's not forget that we have. I still believe we have more small businesses than we have large businesses in this country. And in New York,
Yes.
they're called bodegas.
Okay.
All it is a little shop.
Okay, but
And you start hammering on these people are just going to say fuck it, just like the way they make whiskey, not whiskey, but moonshine there in Kentucky, Tennessee, and all that area. That shit's illegal. They still do it.
of course, there's a fine line with
Why?
everything. There's a fine line.
Because ATF, alcohol, tobacco, firearms, didn't hire 80,000 agents either.
Once again, we don't know what them agents are going to be used for. We don't know the training they're going to get. So that's something that needs to be clarified.
No,
But if
Donnie.
you're going to bitch about them trying to do something about a problem that we have, I'm confused on why you would think it's not going to work or it's a problem for you that we're trying to fix what's already a broken system. Now you're bitching
Donnie.
about the manner in which they're trying to do
No,
it.
there's oh shit. They're spending, Donnie. That's all. Wow.
Venus.
Then wait a minute. Trump. If this idea was so good, why didn't it come up in the Trump term?
Some of it did. But guess what? Democrats didn't want to play because why? They would get their cut. They wasn't getting their cut. It was beneficial to them.
It was discussed.
It was discussed. It's been discussed during Obama times. How we need to do a better job of cracking down on tax fraud and making sure we're getting tax dollars out of all the businesses that are here, even if they're here for 2 months. Let's make sure we get them tax dollars. Trump did it when he did NAFTA. He went after taxes in the NAFTA when he redid that agreement. He went after it with his embargoes in China.
Yeah, but that's a
And,
totally different. That's
but
a whole.
no.
That's a totally different tax, Donnie.
Either way, he went after some of the loopholes.
Yeah, no,
and he went after the
yeah.
audit. He went after it. And Democrats fought him the whole way. Now all of a sudden it's cool because they're in office and it's a win-win because they can play it as a win-win. That we did something to help our economy. Because it's real easy to stir up some shit when we're at near the bottom of the barrel. We're below half right now. With our economy, the way things are. Come on now.
Yeah, numbers don't lie. Numbers
they
don't,
don't.
and especially
So-
when they're open to the public.
Right. But we have to wait to see what these 80,000 agents, if they do hire them, you need to wait to see what a year, 2 years of results end up with.
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so-
Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on, Donnie. Crawl, walk,
come
run,
on now.
man. Crawl, walk,
Yeah, well,
run.
They're crawling right now. They're trying to do something to fix a problem, and they're give them somewhat of some credit. They stop kicking the can down the road so much. Instead of kicking it 10 feet, they only kicked it 5. You know what I'm saying? So at least they're doing something to fix the problem. This is one of those things they're trying to go so they can cure our national debt. I mean, you got to think about it. Think of business owners right now too, Demas. All this climate change, green movement, it just ain't here in the United States. It's overseas too, in India, in China, in Taiwan, all these other places where we do a lot of manufacturing. And some of them places ain't going to be so quick. They don't have grants to let you get green. You better get green quicker. You don't operate. So I don't like some of the grants and all that were put in these bills. But guess what? If that brings manufacturing back to the States, as a taxpayer, I guess I got to suck some of that up. I don't like it, but if it brings jobs and it brings us to be more self-sufficient here in the United States, okay, I'll eat a little mud on that. Think about it, Demas.
No. Yeah,
That's
no,
all that they're
I'm
doing.
with you. Yeah. I don't know, Donnie. Fuck, I'm a Republican, man. You know, all these agents that are coming in too, man. I would say, and you damn right, I'm fucking stereotyping. I'm sorry, but I bet you fucking if you're a Republican, you're a hush hush when you apply for this job.
Maybe.
This shit with Trump, Biden, Hunter, and Garland, it's just begun. It has just begun. And 20 years from now, we'll see a documentary on this, and Garland will come out and probably say in his fucking old age by then that he had it for Trump. And it stirs back to the Republican Party as a whole screwed that man on a chance of the nomination process.
I'm just
that was Obama's last guy too.
okay.
And you don't think Obama's laughing right now?
He probably
Obama's
is
having a
laughing.
good old time right now.
These guys are human like us, man. I mean,
True.
So what does that have to do with it?
they use less vulgarities, you know, in public, but you get around them. These are dumb motherfuckers, just like all of us. We're all dumb motherfuckers.
Okay, but I don't understand what Obama has to do with anything. I mean, this whole political game of I don't want to hear, because Republicans fought Obama the whole time he was in office too. We've had nothing but 12 years, 14 years of bullshit politics where they just sit around and point fingers at each other. They don't pass anything reasonable. This has been the first reasonable legislation they probably passed in a decade. It is the first time it ain't been some hip pocket bullshit. So that's the problem for me.
See, okay. But there's a lot of pork in this bill. And I'm not prepared to discuss it. But I just get these echoes from Solyndra with Obama and what they built. I mean, what they just gave to that company to try something. Where's the high-speed jet rail that was supposed to be in California? That was paid already. Anybody see where that went?
Yeah, it went underground.
I don't see nobody riding it right now.
What I hear is LA to San Francisco is real quick.
Well, we'll have to check that out. We'll have to talk about it a little bit more right after the rabbit hole comes back. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen. More of the rabbit hole in exactly 4 minutes. Hey, everybody. So welcome to the final hour of the Rabbit Hole right here on FFN Network, Blazeman Media. Before we continue the show, I got some shout outs and some information for our listeners and all of that fun stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out FFN Network's television network, you can go to strimm.com/FFN network. And we got a variety. Not only does the Rabbit Hole and Blazeman and Miss Tammy show re-air on that network, also you could check out some classics like Abbott and Costello, old school Looney Tunes, and a lot of, there's some kung fu movies up there. So, it's just like watching television. So we encourage all of our listeners and viewers to go ahead and check out FFN Network's television channel on strimm.com/FFN Network channel. All right, boys. So, look, I mean, for me, okay, real quick. All right, number one, you don't fucking arm the IRS, okay? Just saying. All right. Number two, okay, it just seems to me like there was something to hide. Okay, you got the FBI blasting in with warrants, whatever, Mar-a-Lago. Trump's lawyers are there, and they're like, "Fuck you! You can't come in the building," and that's not what they're supposed to do. They left the lawyers outside the doors so they couldn't monitor what was being taken, what was being destroyed, or whatever. And then the FBI sits there and all their intelligence that they have and go, "Oh, fuck, by the way, you need to give us all the tapes for the security cameras that you got around this building." Now, why are they asking for that? I don't know. But again, the Trump organization said, "Fuck you, we're not giving you no security camera tapes. We want to look at them first to see what you people were up to in there." So, Donnie, go.
I think he has every right to do that. And if you ain't smart enough to make sure that's going to a backup right away, I mean, that's crazy to me. You're spending all that kind of money on that kind of security. You figure you'd be able to take them because I got another copy. But to that point of, yeah, you're 100% right. I'm not going to give you those cameras right away, especially if you didn't let me see what you were doing in certain rooms. You know damn well I'm going to start recording that if I'm his lawyers. So when we go to trial, anything you may have found in there, hopefully I can get that thrown out as inadmissible because you didn't afford me the right protections under the law when you executed your search warrant. I'm all for it. What are we going to bitch about? I don't understand. Once again, it makes me believe that it's 6 years. Leave it alone. You ain't found shit on this man. You're not going to find shit. You're not going to find what you're looking for. Let it go.
Well, because that's when they thought that he wasn't really going to try to run again. But I don't know. Let's see here. Let's have a little bit of a reminder to the viewers here on FFN Network in the Rabbit Hole. Let's check it out, boys and girls. Yeah.
What are you reminding us of? What are we getting reminded of here?
Warrant.
What are we getting?
President.
What's that?
What are we being reminded of? Let's go. What are we being reminded of?
We have a breaking news alert. The FBI has raided former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago. Feds were executing a search warrant. President Trump issued a statement on the raid saying this: "These times for our nation, as my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of agents. This unannounced was not necessarily appropriate. Editorial conduct, the weaponization of the justice system, and an radical left Democrats who desperately don't want me to run for president in 2024.
I think. Listen, let's do what we normally do here on the rabbit hole. Number one, he runs. He gets elected. They assassinate him.
What?
No, I don't think so. I'll tell you right now, if I'm in a room and all hell breaks loose and Donald Trump's in that room, guess where I'm going? I'm going straight to Donald Trump. Because, like you said, one, Blaze, the security's not going to let you get to him. Two, all the other fanatics that love him are going to be fighting with all the people that don't like him. So the safest place is probably inside that circle where Donald Trump is, because ain't nobody getting there. That it won't happen. I don't think.
Right.
Somebody may try, but I don't think it'll happen. You'll just.
Right.
I think a lot of people will be
Trump
smart enough
gets
to
elected
say,
in 2024. Do they try to assassinate him?
Wow, man. Damn, Blaze. Why you
Right.
so
Pretty
rough?
fucking deep. But the rabbit hole.
And who's gonna do it?
D. No, I don't fucking know who's gonna do it. Do you think he gets assassinated?
No.
Or they try to
By who?
assassinate him?
The DNC, FBI, secret. You know who's behind it? What department?
Our government.
No. Hey,
What?
stop. No.
What's he doing?
I don't know, but that's for him to.
I'm having a
later on.
glitch, man. Don't fucking focus on me.
Look, I want to go back to
glitching
Demas' comment. Demas, I want to go back to your comment on that Inflation Reduction Act. You said there's a lot of pork in that bill. So
Yep.
I want to know, what do you mean by pork, sir? Because I'm going to look at some of this, and I'm going to say 15% on a corporate minimum tax. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I am
You
too.
guys, come on now. They're gonna, for the first time, prescription drug people, they can actually go, Medicaid and Medicare, whatever, can go and actually, debate on what prices they want to pay. They're not set at that. So
Yeah,
I guess the
influence.
government,
Yes.
TRICARE no longer has to pay $600 a bottle for insulin for people with diabetes because this jackass has a contract, just wanted to raise the price and be greedy.
I'm
That's
cool
gonna
with
help
that.
us.
No, I'm cool with that.
Where's the
But
pork? I mean,
where's the
it-
pork? You
Yeah, what
didn't
do you-
say
what do you-
nothing about climate. Go to the climate. No, Donnie,
did
no.
say that
You're not
earlier.
going to make a statement
Oh,
like this.
come
without
on. Are we going
research.
to go ahead?
Demon. No,
Come
Demon,
on,
I
man.
did say
No.
something about it. I did
You
tell
gotta
you
break.
something about it.
You break down. You're about to get embarrassed on international radio,
Why?
fool.
I'm going to tell you why. I said something about it. I told you, I'm not happy with all the grants for the EV stuff that's coming back. I don't want to fund that. You want to give them loans and give them like 1% interest or something? I'm good with that.
Yeah,
I mean,
good.
a way to break
Yeah,
it down.
put a little.
I don't like the grants. As a taxpayer, I don't want to fund that. But if that's what I got to do to eat some mud to get some of, 90% of this, 75% of this, that's good. I guess I'm eating mud on 25%. And we're all going to that EV thing. He's already made policies for EV. And so, of course, they're going to promote that. What other pork you want, Demas? They're going to make their money. They do that on every bill. Come on.
So you'll
What's
get
the problem?
a one-time tax rebate for a brand new electric vehicle, $7,500, which is good.
Okay.
Son of a bitch. You get used, they're only going to give you $4,000.
Right.
Ooh, that bites me though, man.
Okay.
Because that person that could afford that Tesla versus the other person that had to get a used one. I don't know. It's a battery. That's all that car is a battery.
Okay, so
That's all it is.
Your complaint is you just wanted to say $7,000 for if you buy an electric vehicle. Period. That's what
Yes.
that tells me.
One
That's
time.
what you're saying.
One time.
That's all we get. $7,000.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I can see where that's.
That's
Yeah.
decent. That's a decent incentive. I just get frustrated with the 4,000 incentive for the used
I
one.
want, I want
No,
you to do
but Donnie,
something,
hold
but
up. The person that's going to buy the used one is probably less fortunate than the one that could buy the new one, and that's the point I'm making. And where you see, you're putting classifications in a in something in a bill, and there it is right there. If you're rich enough and buy an EV, it's 7,000. If you're not rich enough, half, we'll give you 4,000.
but that's our politics. We
That
got to do
shit,
something.
that shit is. I'm not gonna say it.
I'll tell you, it's no bueno por caca. As we used to say in simple, bro, ain't good for shit.
No, I
Ain't
know
good for
that, bro.
shit. No bueno por caca. Yeah, I could tell you that all day, but that's in every bill. We can look at every bill that's passed. There's something in there where the middle class gets to fund it.
Yeah,
and,
man.
and you keep making poverty level keeps rising. The amount it takes to be wealthy, well, I don't see that shrinking much, but either way, it's all meeting in the middle, and the middle class bears the brunt of this. The working American pays the brunt, but at least at this point, they're doing something to help me out. Some more taxes or something that aren't just coming from my pocket. You're allowing the government to actually barter with somebody and actually conduct business instead of just, okay, it's a government contract, the government's got to eat it. Well, everybody doesn't understand that when the government eats it, we do. The taxpayer, everybody here eats that because we fund the government. So at least they're doing something. Like I said, they're not kicking the can down the road and just trying to blow smoke up our butt. You know what I mean?
Hey, look,
Do something to solve a long-running problem.
I just got a lightning bolt right now.
Uh-oh, there's a lightning bolt.
You're talking about manufacturing returning to the United States, and how do you plan on sourcing your employment there when we can't
Uh,
even can recover from COVID?
Well, okay.
No, I'm
Everybody
serious
talks about it.
because
I'm serious too. You talk about AI. I think a
yeah,
lot of
I
what's
was
going
just
on right now, and AI
I,
is going to run it because
yes, bro, yes, Donnie, and that's what I was leading to: robotics and AI. Yes,
and a
Donnie.
lot of manufacturing
That
is
still don't
robotics.
give nobody a job.
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
Because I
it
got to
does.
pay people to maintain that. I got to
Until
pay
it,
people to maintain the building. You
until
know how much?
Father no, until Father Morera baptizes them and gives them a soul.
Okay, Father Morera. But Borgie over here with his AI plant, I still got to write coder. I got to pay people to code it and run the machines and actually tell the machines what to do. I got to have somebody in there typing that or
Hey,
reading
youngin.
off into a computer. I mean, there's a lot of jobs there.
Hey,
Yeah,
youngin.
yeah.
Hey, no.
For
I got
the
a
younger
question for Donnie.
generation coming up, maybe for the younger
Yeah.
generation coming up.
Yep.
Okay.
Donnie,
You know what it does?
how far you think we are from a facility making toilet seats under AI structure?
It's probably already being done somewhere.
Yeah. I think the only thing that happens is the guy comes and pick it up with the forklift.
Yeah. But I want to go to Blaze's point. You want to talk about what it does for seniors, those on Medicare and Medicaid. There's certain their
No, I'm
prescription
good.
bill gets capped at like $2,000. So there's something in that for their extension. Once again, the Democrats get a win. They extend and they help, maintain some Obamacare stuff. But energy savings, climate, they'll give you all the credits for going solar. Come on now. Give them
Hey,
some credit. Give them some credit. They actually thought about it and they put some thought to something and it came out halfway decent.
and I, something, and Donnie, thank you again. You were on fire this the first segment, second. Um, but they must have dirt on this because I'm pretty sure Biden, Susan Rice, all them yahoos drinking wine in Obama's backyard and say, and talk about this. Should we rate them? Are we? I'm pretty sure they checked every block because all them wins you said for the Democrats got erased by this raid. And if Trump can prove to the American public his constitutional rights were violated, I think the Democrats are done for a long time.
Oh, I believe so too. And I like the video, the guy that started the video that started off. I totally agree with what he says. Those sleazy Republicans that you want, Republicans are you sleazy. They're just out there stealing my money. Okay, the Democrats are stealing your money too. They just word it differently in what they call government assistance programs. They're still stealing your money because they're taking taxes away from you to fund it. But what is the difference? Right now, it's Republicans. I know that devil. I know the devil I'm looking at. Yeah, they're going to bend me over the table, but every now and then they gave me a pretty good reach around. I look over at the Democrats. They're just going to bend me over that table, and I ain't getting to reach around. And the damn sure ain't going to be no happy ending. So I'll go ahead and go with the
phone
Republicans,
call after either.
Right. But that's the way people think. They're like, it's better the devil I know and the Trump.
I said, I could care less of what they unseal from the courts or whatever. What I want to see, again, is the affidavits. I want to see who filled out the affidavits to get all of this started and what were the reasons for it.
Yep.
That's what explains on the affidavit. You know what I mean?
No, so the judge is going to say what crime is being.
Look, you can't.
What crime is being done here?
Exactly. That's where the affidavit's from.
Yep,
but the strongest argument you're going to get from that, from anybody that you talk to about it, whether they're on the left or in the middle or whatever, is, but Trump appointed this judge. Yeah, so fucking what? Big deal. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Anybody could be persuaded. Believe me, you could be persuaded. I just want to see affidavits. That's it.
And the affidavits, if they don't say espionage, because that's what they're hinting at, that's what everybody's talking. They're trying to think they have this espionage charges. If those don't say that, then I'm like, this sounds like a bunch of political bullshit. You can hide it with paper all you want to, but the more and more you uncover stuff, and the less you want to be transparent, that momentum builds to say this is nothing more than a political game to try to ruin the man because you don't want to run against him because you're probably scared you're going to lose.
That's what it for me. That's what it is. For me, that's what it is. There's never going to be a such thing as an equal playing field anymore.
No,
you know what I'm saying? There's not going to be. And even if there is an equal playing field, somebody's going to come out and say something's wrong with it anyways. You know what I mean? So, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Play fair, fight fair. You know what I mean? I don't know. Listen, there's a lot of reasons for, I voted for President Trump. And we've had this conversation on the rabbit hole a million times. You know what I mean? Was he a boob at times? Did he absolutely say the stupidest freaking shit you could think of? Absolutely. But we certainly weren't in a place that we are now. And it's been what? A little over a year?
Damn year.
Sorry,
I had to put that one in there, Blaze.
Yeah. It hasn't been said all show. Yeah.
It's been a year since he's been out of office, but it's been the same shit for the last 5 years. They're going to fight that man no matter what, at every level, just because they despise him.
If Pencil Dick is behind it, give me a minute. Adam Schiff out of California. Then I know it's dirty. I really do.
I just think you could clarify all of this by what that guy, the attorney general, came out and said, make public. Clarify it, make it public. And Trump's lawyers don't have to come and be outright about, under Article 4 of Section 5, Subchapter B, he's being charged. I don't need all that.
Hey, Donnie.
If they were to come out and tell me, hey, these espionage charges they think they're drumming up, they're not true. Then I know what they're going after, and I'm like, okay, maybe they got something.
Donnie.
You know what I mean?
Trump.
What?
I'm thinking of a schedule right now. Trump's schedule was, what time do you think he gets in the office? 9?
Well, hell, I don't know.
Just say he's a 9 to 5 guy. Okay, I could just wish I'd be a fly in the wall with his attorneys in his office, man. You know, what
Yeah,
the
that
fuck do they talk about? I just want to know the strategy, you know. I
well,
just want, and I don't want to see Law and Order, man.
no,
Yeah, you know, it's
but
just
I wanna know. I just want to know what's real, what's truth at this point, because so many people are just pointing fingers and talking out their, fourth point of contact that I just don't know what to believe anymore. Not even on the media, because they're all about their story and how they want to spin it for their revenues and their viewership. So I don't even trust that. So how are we going to know the truth?
just got to
And
keep digging, man. Shit,
right.
Donnie. You know, and I got a little extra time lately. Got a little joke.
Okay, whatever.
No, it's a clean joke. No, I went to the vet the other day with my dog and took him in there. I says he sleeps 20 a day.
Mhm.
I give him
Mhm.
another 4.
Okay. All right. I don't know. You've had too much today. You have had entirely too much.
No, you
Somebody cut
had
him
too
off.
much. You had too
Somebody
much.
cut
Where
him
we
off.
going next? Where we going
I
next?
want to go about with Pelosi in Taiwan. I want to go with,
Yes,
okay,
that's awesome.
everybody's in this uproar about China's doing all these drills and they're doing this and they're doing that. You know what though? China told you this stuff was going to happen if Pelosi went over well in advance. And then you got the White House administration that wants to come out and say, well, that's a congressperson in the United States. I really don't have no control over them. They can do what they want to do. I didn't really know what was going on about her going to Taiwan. You're so full of shit. I just, it aggravates me that you're peeing on my back, why? And then you're like, no, it's raining. I'm not pissing on you. It's raining. No, you're pissing on me. Tell me the truth.
On your leg.
Right. You knew
Yeah.
she was going to go over there. You guys planned this. You orchestrated it. And you purposely sent her over there to see the people she saw. And there was an agenda to go over there and do that. You know that.
Donnie.
Don't be.
She's another
Right.
Hillary.
Yeah. You're
No.
building her up to maybe run for president. I could see
No,
that.
I don't think she will. No, I think she's done. I think she wants to enjoy the millions before she, kicks
Well,
over.
whichever. Just don't tell me you didn't know about it. You knew about it. You knew this was going to happen with China. China's do a show of force. This is a dress rehearsal. Because
Full.
if you do it again,
Full.
it's a full dress rehearsal. And if you do it again, you're going to mess around and you're going to get somebody hurt. And if it's an American life that gets, lost, or an American cruise ship, or, an American naval vessel, whatever, right? They get hurt because you want to play politics with China, who's showing you they're tired of playing around. You're just asking for a war. You're asking for it.
And she got an
I mean-
escort. She got her escort from Japan, the air wing there.
Right.
Man, ain't that? But look at that. She looks to her
Yeah,
left.
but they
sees what-
also
no.
went
Oh
around.
man.
They also went around.
Oh,
Okay?
trust
They
me.
went-
Trust me. China's got a missile that can take out that plane.
I'm sure they do, but let's not talk. They didn't go straight. They went around.
No, they usually go by the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Go.
Hey, lead by example, Mr. Biden. Thank you, President Joe.
Yes, sir.
Let's bring the family along. The nepotism just doesn't stop.
Don't it?
Come on, man.
And you know
I get-
something? Nah, go ahead, Donnie.
No,
you
I
get-
get the take your kid to work day. Yeah, mom's, the Speaker of the House or whatever, and she's pretty high up there. She's been successful in her career, But
Yep.
you're taking your son to a place where, one, there's hostilities in the air already for you being there, let alone your family. So if something was to happen to your family while you're on that trip, now all of a sudden, oh my gosh, we're supposed to feel bad for you?
Yeah, and
No,
now,
no.
yep, yep. No, I definitely understand. But if Donnie takes his little squad leaders over there and does a little exercise and they get killed, it's just
Yeah,
Donnie
whatever.
and his commandos, you know?
Yeah, they weren't supposed to be there anyway. Let's make that hush hush, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
this
yeah.
is
No,
another thing.
yes,
This is another thing that aggravates me about politics in general anymore. You forget that we put you in these positions to work in our best interest, not for you and your family to have vacations for 4 years. I mean, there's some things that you got to be like, hey, I understand they live in the White House, they enjoy those perks, but they don't go on business trips you to Taiwan or to China. They
Donnie,
stay in the United States.
it's
Come
Since
on.
Pelosi,
it's no. Let me say this one, Blaze. It's politicians are the same since the founding of George Washington now, but now the politicians of now, they don't care of hiding it no more. They don't.
no,
Their
no.
agenda is so to the left. They just blurb it out. They get 1,000 likes on Facebook and Twitter. Bang, a hit.
Yeah.
AOC is primary example.
Right, but
And I hate to say this, but well, a lot of them followers that she's got are just people waiting for her to step down. I mean, not step down, but fall.
yes, they are.
But
But still,
if that girl was butt ugly and talked like that, she wouldn't get all that attention.
okay, but still, I'm.
But
just,
no,
my
no,
thing
Donnie, this is scary, man. Because she would be eligible to be president.
Are you being a chauvinist, Mr. D?
No, man, I'm just being a realist at times, man.
Okay, but she'll be eligible for president just like anybody else, Demas. My
No,
point is,
no,
the-
because of her age, Donnie. She was the
And-
youngest
and-
girl.
and but
I think
what's
she
the
will
big
be
deal?
35 in I think 2024. No,
and-
So,
could you
Mis-
imagine
Mr.
that?
Mr. President D, are you sitting here right now on the rabbit hole saying that AOC pretty much got voted into office because she's a good-looking girl? Are you not saying that she is not intelligent enough to hold this office, that she got this job on her looks and her looks only?
There's two ways people vote, and I'm pretty sure the political science majors probably study this in depth, and probably the book is called How to Dress Up Your Candidate.
Right.
And Blaze,
I agree, bro. I
Blaze,
agree. Listen, I want you to hold on to that, okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, listen, stick around for the last half hour of the rabbit hole right here on FFN Network with Blazeman, Mr. D, and Mr. Donnie, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back in exactly 4 minutes.
joins me now. When did you learn of this?
I learned it when the rest of the public learned about it, Laura, and it is an unprecedented move. I think so many of us have watched as the credibility of our FBI has been chipped away at over the years. We're just waiting for this institution to be rebuilt into that institution of respect and independence and faith. And today is a very shocking day, not just for me, but for many Floridians and Americans.
Well, people are lying. There's no we arrived at this point where the succeeding administration has sought to criminally investigate a previous administration of a president who's probably going to run for president again. So they were upset when Trump was saying lock her up. Remember at all the rallies, the media was, oh, you can't say it's horrible. What are they doing? There's no concern about any of this today, is there?
Well, you didn't see people rushing into Hillary Clinton's home when there were allegations that she had classified information in her email. I think people are just expecting that the FBI and the Department of Justice. I mean, I was a former federal prosecutor. I now am the Attorney General, but I used to be a federal prosecutor. And you expect that the FBI will treat everyone the same, every case the same, so that the American public can have faith in this. And done anything that is significance where folks may doubt because I'm one party and there may be an investigation related to something. You have to be transparent. And while this search warrant, in many cases they are sealed, I would urge this to be unsealed, the affidavit that supports it be unsealed, that the FBI issue a statement immediately about what types of charges or crimes they expected the evidence to show. This is really astonishing, Laura, and I think for the integrity of this institution, there needs to be immediate transparency.
Well, so everybody's with the integrity of the FBI. Does this fellas hurt the FBI in any way?
I yes and no. It's a 50-50 mix. There's going to be some that say it hurts them because they're political pawns. There's going to be others that are going to say no, they're doing their jobs. They probably didn't know if they knew they were going to Donald Trump's house, whether they had beef with it or not, or whether their political view agreed with it or not, was irrelevant. They were doing their job. They're executing their job. So you can have both sides.
Yeah,
that's
so
why we need the clarification. So that's what I'm going at with. You come with the clarification and let somebody know what's going on. Because if you come back and you say there's espionage charges against Trump, then you got some meat and potatoes, and maybe that seems like you were looking for something for that. If you come back with this mishandling of classified information charge, then yes, we know damn well it's nothing but a hunch because you got everything you had with the 15 boxes. You're just looking for something specific that you don't know where it's at, and it's a bunch of bullshit.
So the American Archives, so they get these 15 boxes back, right? So they look through these 15 boxes, and then they sit there and they say, well, there's some shit that's missing out of these boxes. And then that's just cause to say, all right, we need to have a warrant because we need to go retrieve these documents back.
Apparently so, because if that's the case, a federal judge signed off on that and said, yeah, go get them. They think he's still holding on to them. Like I said, for them to do this raid, they must have had a federal judge sign a search warrant, execute, say, yeah, you're good to search this dude's house for the following things. You're good to search these areas because, yes, we think there's a crime going on at this moment. Not as something that happened 2 years ago. At this moment, there's a crime, in this current moment. They think there's a crime going on at his house in Florida. So they executed it. Come out with the truth and let us know what's up.
What judge was it? What judge was it? Was it in Florida or Virginia?
Florida.
Where did they
had it up earlier?
As a magistrate, federal magistrate judge in Florida.
Oh, wow.
Somebody he was tied to Epstein.
Reinhardt or something like that.
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know.
Bernhard?
Who?
We all can't look it up at the same fucking time, guys.
No.
Hey, I'm just looking.
D sounding like an owl over there. Who?
But what?
That's it,
I'm tired
we're
of
all
talking
fucking
about
old because it's the time of the show we start getting tired.
No, this is the very reason Trump is still relevant right now. Look how long we spent talking about him on 3 or 4 different things.
Yeah.
We
Right.
spent 2 hours basically talking about the man, and we're still, there's more you can be said because of everything going on. But this, if you don't want to hear about Trump, then don't talk about him. Don't listen to people talking about him. You know,
Right.
the Democrats they're just digging their own grave when it comes to Trump, because every time they do something like this and it doesn't pan out, guess what happens when they really maybe find something that pans out? Everybody's like, okay, they're at a point where they're like, you didn't find nothing before, so it makes it harder for me to believe that what you're finding now later that's new is actually real, because you've blown it so many other times. I mean, it just makes it harder and harder to prove that he's done something wrong every time you don't go and put the hammer down, or you don't come
Right.
out and actually indict him or give him a charge. You just make it easy for him to keep going the way he's going. And that's for anybody you do like that.
Well, what's the old saying, Donnie? Don't feed the machine, or don't feed the animals. You know.
Yeah.
And
Don't feed the wildlife.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And well, what was it? No, and seriously about Trump, I think Obama made a joke about him running during a correspondent dinner, and supposedly that pissed him off, and that's why he ran. One of the reasons too. That fueled him.
Yeah. That's all we're doing every day. Everybody's
Yep.
putting stuff on the tabloids and all that other crap. You're just feeding the fire. He's going to run again. Just waiting for the time to produce it. But I just, yeah, I really don't want to get into Trump anymore, because until somebody comes out with something concrete, I think it's all a bunch of hearsay. Either way, from either side, the left, the right, the middle, the conspiracy, whoever.
But you see how the media covers it. You would think they go right down the middle, and you got to sit back, and
No.
decipher it, and
Right.
listen to FFN Radio Network going down the rabbit hole every Thursday evenings from
Sure.
what's the time, Calais?
7 to 9 Eastern. Damn, dude.
I know I wanted to call him
Bro.
Clarence,
Damn.
but he
Okay.
looks so
Fucking
cool there
stupid.
a little bit. And you ain't.
All right, so I wanted to go back to the whole Taiwan deal. When do y'all think we're gonna be at war? When do you
Thank
think
you,
that kicks
Donnie.
off? How much?
Well-
How much you think?
Well, what month are we in? August?
August. Yeah.
I don't know. This is a good question. If we have any Navy veterans, is it good to fight in the water during the summer or the winter in that area?
Who knows?
Because I know that must play a role in their battle
Yeah.
plan.
All I know is the air and the weather is cold. So okay, cold. Okay.
Listen, it's. I think things cooled down just a tad bit with China. Did they end their little skirmish that they had out there? Did they end that, or is that still going on?
Their drills. Last I heard that they were wrapping up today, supposedly.
And
Don't know
Don
for sure.
and Donnie, I would just like to add, and I know you know, but these are live fire drills.
Yeah.
They're using real
Yeah.
ammunition.
Because some of the missiles hit off in the economic zone of Japan, and they're all pissed off too. And
Yep.
some other people are pissed off because it's interfering with their fishing and everything. That's why I say, wonder when that's going to tip off. Maybe a year. I think this time next year, maybe, depending on what happens. The other thing you put up, Lace, I agree with everything. I can see someone agreeing with every single comment on that. Because yes, he is a lunatic at times, because he'll just go off the deep end and he's doing whatever the hell he wants to do. Ain't nobody or anybody getting in his way. Is he sexist? Heck yeah. He's been sexist his whole life. The way he talks about women, puts them down at times, hell yeah. What's the other two? The racist thing, I could see where people would go down that road and call him a racist because he just is the way he calls people's names, like, you know, Rocket Man, and the way he goes at people. Sometimes it doesn't vibe and people take it that way. You know, I can see where people see that. And then what was the other one? Put it back up, Blaze. Put it back up.
He called him a lunatic.
Yeah, he goes on
racist.
the. Yep.
Yep.
What else? It's something kind of MF.
Corrupt.
But corrupt. Oh.
Corrupt motherfucker. Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes, he is corrupt. Like I said before, he grew up in New York, in that area, and everybody that grew up there that's been successful in business, they've intertwined with, I don't care what you say, the mob, the mafia. They're still around a little bit. They have their underground. It's there. We all know it's there. Yeah, he's washed hands with them guys a couple of times. Because I'm telling you, that man he's the only one I know can walk anywhere in this United States and probably wouldn't get shot. I'm telling you, that's how much we've made him relevant.
Yeah.
And if you think after 6 years of dealing with this man and going through his finances and everything, and you haven't found anything concrete to bring actual charges against him, you're not gonna find it. He knows how to hide his business. There's a lot of rubs and elbow rubs and handshakes and behind the door envelopes being passed around. It's happening. That's business in this United States, and it's not just with political people. It's all over. So he's grown up in that world, and he's been just absolutely successful in that world. You're pretty smart on hiding all your dirt by getting up that high. Let's be real with each other.
No. Not. I like that. Yep.
Enough's enough. Leave the man alone.
They're
and
not,
if
Johnny.
you're scared, yeah, but if you're that scared, then I really don't know what to tell you. You're gonna lose either way. You're gonna lose either way come midterms and come presidential election. You already got one foot in the negative door that you're beat. So I really don't see where this is any good for the Democrats and why people would still want to go down this whole political charge stuff. I really don't see where it benefits anybody.
I agree. But as far as China and Taiwan go, you know, we're going to be talking. I don't know. Do you think that, you know, if China invades Taiwan, do you think we just, you know, we show up there and we start defending them? Or
we've already said we would.
And I'm pretty sure we got the battle drill positions down already.
Yeah. That's what Pelosi went over there for, to reassure our ever support of democracy in this world and blah, 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 blah. Basically, yeah, I'm going over there. Yeah, you got our support. We're going to help defend you. We've already armed you. So just like with Ukraine, that's where I'm just don't understand why we're still over here talking about peacekeeping. This shit ain't peacekeeping no more.
Thank you.
We're funding it. And
you know, I find it odd that China's aircraft looks so similar to ours.
Yes. Well,
they buy them from the same buyer. Boeing sells to both places. Defense contractors, they don't care. They're just selling equipment. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's right.
That's true. That's true. But as far as like the technology in the systems, you know what I mean? That's the part that's different.
Yeah, probably. But once again, that's business. I'm selling that plane. I'm not worried about the technology. I built that plane and the technology in it to show you its capabilities. I didn't have a specific customer in mind when I built it. Probably, right? So I'm building just this badass plane and I'm trying to sell it to you. So of course it's going to be similar. You just got to change the patent.
Yeah, and shit, them planes fall into when it comes to international trade regulations.
Yeah.
If the as dual mode military and civilian. Man, that's
Right.
that's one thing that stood in my head from working for a defense company. They were kind of strict
Right.
on that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
but
but
that
the State Department determines
right.
that
They get a
purchase as
play.
well.
I know they get a play in it. I know the State Department does, but I'm just saying that whole defense contractor, he's not. I'm not just selling it to the United States unless you're telling me I'm going to be the sole provider of this. You know, there's contracts in place. There's a lot of things in place. So with stuff looking similar anymore, hey, everybody's getting smart. They know it works, and that's what they're designing. What do you want to do?
I agree, but that's what we got to hit that a little bit hard next Thursday here on the Rabbit Hole, and
What?
China, Taiwan, and United States relations right now.
They're in the shithole. What is there really to talk about? We just keep egging up. We keep poking the bear. We tell China, they say, don't do this because it really upsets us and makes us not want to talk to you, do business.
Well,
with
that's
you.
just
and what
it,
do we
though.
do? We just do exactly what they told us not to do.
Right, exactly, but that's just it. But who the fuck is China to say, well, you can't send nobody over here to Taiwan. We don't want you to. I mean, really?
They're not. That's why I'd love to have. That's the one time I can honestly say I would have loved to have Donald Trump in office because he probably would have been like, because I want to. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want somebody up there that's willing to say that. Be like, because we want to. We're going to have business relations.
Hey, Donnie. On that note, do you think Biden should have went or Kamala?
What's wrong with Senator Pelosi? I mean,
I would have liked to see
she's
Kamala
a higher
up
up,
there.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's third in line.
right. But yes, you could have said Kamala if you wanted to do that. But I don't know what she's doing. Joe, you want to go yourself? Yeah, because I'd really like to see him go to where conflict is because I haven't seen him do it yet.
He has, bro. In
Oh,
Iraq.
has he?
Yeah, with
Oh.
his son. He's been to Iraq and Afghanistan quite a bit, man.
Okay. As president?
No, VP.
Well,
VP
okay,
and
VP,
senator
you know.
and senator.
Okay, well, I was
No,
talking about as
you know,
president, but
and I saw Joe Biden through them years, visiting Iraq and Afghanistan and Army Times, internet.
But-
And wait a minute, Donnie, but that was the good Joe Biden, the one that still had all his scruples, And when he
Right.
spoke, he started a little, not as bad as he doing now, but I think something else is kicking in. It's time to go home, Joe.
mhm. Right, it is. It's time to go home.
It's
But-
time to go home.
To answer the question, maybe Joe Biden should have went. That could go either way. Yeah, I'd like to have seen him go and show a strength of force to say China doesn't run the world. It's free. It's a free global trade, and we're going to do business. That would be nice. On the flip side to that, though, the way China takes it, and they retaliate and actually do something to start a war, you run that risk. But right now, the way America is, if I'm sitting there, yeah, I'm going on a plane to Taiwan. I'm gonna go meet with the president.
And why do you
and I'm
think
gonna-
Biden went over there to secure NATO even more? To basically say if China invades, we're going for Russia too at the same time. We're going to stop this shit. That was
I hope
spoken.
so.
That was talked. It has to be because that's the only way we're going to knock these little punks out.
Oh, I hope it was talked about. And if that was the plan, as soon as that plan is executed and comes to fruition, then let us know about it. So at least we can be like, well, damn, okay, we had the wrong. But that would be great if that was talked about because, yeah, it's getting to a point, I think, in headlines where there's going to be a conflict and it's going to be a major conflict, probably World War III. It's going to have to
So do
happen
you
if we want our global economy and we want to, prosper as a world. It's going to have to probably happen.
Yeah, but there isn't either country that's going to sit there and be defeated. They're going to push a button. That's it.
You'd be
Yeah.
surprised.
You think we could fight on both fronts?
Yes.
We've done it for 2 decades already. Come on,
But
that
Bla-
we can do it.
And you know, yeah, Blaze, no problem. I wish we could find a good old Navy veteran to talk to us about tactics, man, on the show.
But that's
Let's see
coming.
if we can set something up.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Let's see if we can set something up for next show, because
The-
that's going to be a big topic that we're going to stay
The
on.
Navy would definitely play a big role in this. And just
Oh,
and just
absolutely.
to our listeners, a good tracking is look what the Navy has out there currently patrolling them waters, and I believe it's two groups, two aircraft carrier groups. There's usually one. I could
Right.
be
No, there's two out there now.
yeah, but there's usually just one patrolling. You know, one does a little 9-month stint, does the high five, and heads back home.
Right. And then the other one steps in.
Yep, they're all out
I
of.
think the Reagan is out there right now.
I believe they're out of San Diego.
Yeah,
They got the Pacific mission.
Either
exactly.
way.
But
they're still rolling.
anyways,
I mean, what's your
So
point?
with that being said, you know what I mean? We'd like to thank everybody who tuned into the rabbit hole tonight. And we hope you enjoyed the show. Check us out every Thursday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on FFN Network and Blazeman Media. Also, don't forget to check out the Blazeman and Miss Tammy show coming back Tuesdays, also from 6 to 8 p.m. right here on FFN Network. And let's not forget Good Times in Fall River with host Jerry Souza every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on FFN Network and Blazeman Media. I hope everyone enjoyed the show tonight. I felt pretty damn good about it tonight, too. I think we covered some great shit. And with that being said, Mr. D.
Blaze, thank you. Donald, thank you. Pleasure, privilege again. The Inflation Reduction Act, it does have some good points to it. The one thing when I first saw it was the $35 threshold level that people will have to pay on insulin. And I'm always good for that, man. Always. How can you deny anybody basic
myself,
health?
considering I'm on it. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I believe there's a lot of pork in the climate bill, talking about tree canopies and all this other good stuff. And trust me, I seen a documentary lately on how we're losing this earth, and we need to hit that one day. But once again, thank you, Blaze, Donnie, listeners. Have a great night.
Donald.
I just say thanks for everybody tuning in, listening, however it goes, streaming, whatever. However you do you, right? Just to stay positive, think positive, man. We'll get better, but just enjoyed being on the show and thank everybody. And I'm still waiting on that embarrassment, Demas, but we'll talk about
No,
that. in a
it's
minute.
not an embarrassment. It's going to be a total ass kicking.
Okay.
1 hour block.
We'll talk about that in a
Donnie,
minute.
let go.
All right.
Good night, everybody.